Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Gabriel Santos here. And then today we're going to talk about finding the willpower to take action and end survival mode. So this topic, there's many different resources out there that will talk about how to take action. But in this video, I want to talk about a specific phenomenon an example that may help you understand what survival mode is and how to take action and what you need to do, right? One of my favorite examples is waking up in the morning and whether you snooze or you get up, right? Because that whole dynamic right there is the same dynamic that goes on all throughout our lives, whether we're going to show up how we said we're going to show up and do what we said we were going to do, or are we going to press the snooze button? Right? Are we going to press the lazy button? Are we going to press the distraction button? Are we going to press the avoid button? Right? Same thing happens, right? Because when you wake up in the morning, especially if you don't have momentum and a habit of waking up in the morning on the first alarm, what most people do is you snooze. If you snooze once, if not multiple times. Some people 10, 20 times. Right? Because what happens is when you wake up, what immediately comes over you is this overwhelming feeling of, I don't want to get up. Holy F, I don't want to get up. I just want. And sometimes it's not even this thought process. It's literally just this feeling of like, sleepiness, grogginess, just wanted to go back to sleep. And so you press snooze, right? But for those of you who know, and many of you do, right, there is a part of you deep down in your mind that knows there is a choice to be made, right? Especially if the night before, right, you had put on a piece of paper, wake up at 8 a.m., right? Wake up at 6 a.m. Wake up at 6 a.m., go to the gym, right? There is a part of you that knows that when that alarm goes off, there's this choice to get past that initial feeling of grogginess, wake up on time like you said you would, and get to the gym. Right? There's this part of you that knows. There's this part of you that is awake just enough to be aware that there's a choice to be made. Right? But the choice is, do I make the choice to blow past this feeling even though I don't feel like it right now and go? Or do I press snooze? F it. 5 more minutes. I'll do it tomorrow. You know what? It's fine. And maybe, again, it's usually not even that much of a thought process. It's just like, snooze, right? And the same thing happens all throughout our lives in other areas, right? It's like, I really need to make this plan. I need to make this budget, right? It's important. But it's like, I'm going to ignore that. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll just play some video games. It's fine. Let me just go on my phone, right? I have a test I need to study for. It's really big, right? This is going to make or break my semester. Or, man, I really need to study so I can get the certification. I paid $1,000 for it. I don't want to blow it. Right? The stress comes over you. The anxiety comes over you. The thoughts come over you. It's like, distract, avoid, numb, right? And so this is this whole game, right? There's a part of you that knows things are important and that they must be addressed and you need to take action. A part of you knows. But the game is, are you going to react to the stress, right? Are you going to react to the stress and avoid and distract? Or are you going to blow past those thoughts and blow past those feelings and through your conscious will, right, choose another direction? And the key word I want to put here is courage. 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 Right? And it might sound embellished, right? It might sound like I'm being dramatic. Really, I need courage to wake up in the morning. The whole point is that it takes something to show up in life. It takes something. Most people, I'm going to argue no one, just shows up. by default. There's some type of choice made. And usually there's some type of choice to blow past stress, anxiety, desires to be lazy, desires to just blow things off and to show up anyways. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially if you don't have a lot of experience or repetition with that muscle or skill of showing up and saying, you know what, I'm going to blow past the feelings, right? But that is the whole idea, right? And the foundation of all this is that we know what we need to do in life. We may not have all the answers to solve everything all at once, but we know, right? Like, for example, I'll use my most recent experience with my own life, right? Like, I had been blowing off laundry, right? Because right now my laundry is kind of broken. I could still use it, but it's kind of like, it's a little bit of a pain, and it takes some work, and it's like, I don't want to know. Again, right? That's the snooze, right? Let me just watch TV and just eat fucking junk food instead. It doesn't matter, right? And this is what happens to us. This is what happens to us. We get in this mode of like, it doesn't matter, and life shows up as so stressful and overwhelming that the best we can even do is just like turn on Netflix and like chill out, because it's like we don't know how to deal with stress. And fair enough, right? I'm speaking from my own self, right? But we know what we need to be doing, right? We know we need to take care of ourselves. We know we need to clean our rooms, clean our house. We know we need to save this money. We know we need to budget. We know we need to, right? There's the needs, right? The basic necessities of taking care of our survival needs, right? Like food, water, shelter. And then beyond that, there's, I want to have a better attitude at work. I want to have a better attitude when it comes to my relationship. I want to have a better headspace. I want to journal. I want to read, right? I want to go to the gym. I want to be healthy, right? And all of these things require for us to show up. And I'm not saying the steps and the actions we need to take are easy, right? Where, unlike, eating junk food, you just stuff your face and you're good to go, right? Hello, fat, right? But to be healthy, right? It's a process, right? I gotta exercise daily. I gotta say no to cookies. I gotta say yes to water. I gotta say yes to vegetables. I gotta say yes to square, healthy meals. I gotta say, right, all these different things. It's right. Oh man, like in order for my room to be tidy consistently, like I gotta pick up things on a daily basis. I gotta put things away. And some of these examples might sound silly to some of you, and for others, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But again, the whole process, the whole phenomenon is, are you going, you know what you need to do. We all know what we need to do. And are we going to snooze? Are we going to distract? Are we going to avoid? Are we going to numb? Or are we going to show up? Those are the choices to be made. Are we going to wake up on the first alarm, or are we going to snooze? Hell, are we going to wake up on the second alarm, or are we going to snooze? Are we going to show up to the gym, or are we going to snooze? Are we going to clean the room, or are we going to snooze, right? And so depending on what your experience is and what level of repetition with the skill is, it'll be simple for many of you, right? Oh yeah, I'm not going to snooze. I'm going to show up. Cool. For some of you, it's like, oh man, I'm so used to snoozing. I don't even know how to get up without right? Because what happens for many of us is, when do we finally wake up? When do we finally wake up in the morning? When you finally have to, right? It's like, oh my God, the very last snooze I can do is 7:30 a.m. because if I don't get up, I'm going to be late. And if I'm late, I lose my job. If I lose my job, then I can't buy my food. I can't pay for rent, then I'm dead, right? Talk about survival mode, right? You do it because you need to survive, right? But this is what we want to end. We don't want to wait till the last minute so that we're always reacting, always running in circles, always like, right? You want to be ahead of shit. You want to get to stuff when you say you're going to get to stuff, so that you're not reacting, right? You don't want to wait till your car breaks down so that you have to buy a new one. Now you're extra effed, right? You want to show up and maintain the car. But what does that require, right? It's like, oh, right, the maintenance light is on. All right, put it on schedule, go on Thursday. Thursday comes, go, right? again, right? Again, it's like, stop snoozing, man. Stop snoozing. Stop snoozing. Right? Turn off the alarm when it comes on and get up. Get up. And again, we know. We know. Okay, yeah. I put on the planner, right? Get up at 8 a.m., go to the gym. We know. Up, right? I put on the plan, right? Eat a salad, not a burger. We know. We know. That's the key to this, is we know. And so it's not a mystery why things aren't happening, right? But again, stop snoozing. Stop snoozing. This is my snooze button, clearly. And so, yeah, you know, I'm not saying it's easy. It will get easy, and it will be easy for many of you. But I'm not saying it's easy. But it is what it is. And so, you know, all of us work on this. This is something that we can't get away from. It is what it is. And so, hopefully this video made sense. Hopefully it connected some dots for you, and that's it. Good to create a video for you all once again. I'm glad to find a topic that I think many people will find helpful and can relate to. And so yeah. And you know, I posted a chess video earlier this week. Hopefully those of you who watched it enjoyed it. I do plan on posting more chess content, even though the viewership might not be there. But yeah, hopefully this video found you well, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.